Hello everyone, welcome back. We are on the 22nd episode of our series Parenting One Step at a Time. When we talk about kindness, words like gratitude, contentment also comes in the picture. We tell our kids to have patience. We tell them things will happen when they are supposed to happen. One should be content and satisfied with what we have. But these concepts are slightly hard for them to understand and even harder to put them into practice. Sometimes even we find it hard to prioritize our cravings and wishes. I think I'm recording this episode at the right time. With holiday season coming, the wish list starts to build. Everything looks so tempting at times that it's really hard for control our own desires. Somehow we try to convince ourselves saying, not now, we have to make this purchase later. But with kids, especially young kids, it is really challenging. They think since it's holiday time, party time, so gifts are a part of it. They find it hard to wait for another year. Words like contentment or delayed gratification are nowhere in their dictionary. But we want them to understand these terms. So, how to do all this? That's what we are going to talk about in this episode. But before that, let me introduce myself to all the first-time listeners. I'm Alpana Dev. I'm your host. I'm a published author of A Girl in a New Town, a blogger at mothersgurukul.com, a freelance content creator, and a mother of two lovely kids who are my greatest source of inspiration for all my parenting posts, articles, and now podcasts. Welcome to Mother's Gurukul podcast. Kids often think that having more will make them happy. But as a parent, we want them to understand the concept of delayed gratification and being content. Starting this at an early age will be the key to them being a content adult. But how to teach our kids to have a heart of gratitude, a key ingredient in learning contentment, and of course the term contentment itself. So let me share what I feel about this whole concept of contentment and my fraction towards how we can teach them the value of contentment. First of all, value things that they have. Tell them that it is not always replacing old stuff with new, but it is also about taking care of your existing things. For this, I'm really very thankful to my grandmother for teaching me the importance of valuing every small thing. She was so particular when it would come to take care of our stuff, whether it be clothes, books, dresses, anything. And that helped me in understanding the importance of this trait. It not only increases the life of that particular object, but also it becomes your second nature. Be thankful to God. We are truly blessed to be born in this global era where technology is at our fingertips. We actually can't ask for more. But contrast happens. More we get, the desire keeps on growing. Today, from day one, after our child is born, we start capturing the precious moments. We plan for yearly vacation at exotic places. Well, there is no harm in enjoying life or living the life to its fullest. But kids should also understand the importance of small joys like family get-togethers, family time. So teach them to value those small things too. When we talk about these stuff like be content, be satisfied, count your blessings, kids often get a wrong message that we are telling them that you shouldn't dream. Just be satisfied with whatever you are getting and don't think big or don't dream big. So tell them that there is no harm in dreaming. That's how we all grow. But when the dream becomes an expectation and more than that a need or a must-have thing, then that is the problem. We will never be satisfied or content. We'll always keep on running behind something. And it won't be a motivator for us to keep us moving anymore. Show them a broader picture. Explain your child that not everyone in this world get what they are getting. Help them in understanding the other side too. That doesn't mean that your dinner table has to be filled with talks about less fortunate people or filled with some serious talks all the time. There are many other ways in which you can teach them to see this broader picture. You can take to any NGOs, you can take them to foster care units, you can let them sort out their own clothes or books and then hand it over to them, to the people at these donation centers. Then they will get to see all these things through their own eyes rather than they will hear those stuff in your words. I know that this topic has many more points that can be discussed, but I try to consolidate them in these points that we have just discussed. So before we move forward to our second topic, which is delayed gratification, let me share 5 simple ways to teach kids value of money. Tell me something. Have you thought of talking to your child about money and how one can save it? It is individual's choice when and how to implement it. But the sooner parents start taking advantages of these teachable moments, the everyday teachable moments, and start to teach kids the value of savings, the better off our kids will be at later stages. Today, kids are smart enough to know where their parents get money. ATM, of course. Understanding that parents must work for their money requires a more matured mind. I remember when our daughter was 4 or 5, I think 4, she once said, there is a factory, which gives us money and we use that money to buy things. I guess most of the kids think this way only. Even in stores, they see us picking the stuff we want to buy, swiping our credit cards and taking the stuff home. Done. They see us spending, but what about the savings part? Will they understand the value of savings? Nowadays, with the increased usage of credit cards, we do not get to see the money in currency form. And I doubt our kids would ever see the real currency the way we did. It is definitely more convenient, but by using credit cards, we do not see the money leaving our pockets. To teach our daughter the concept of savings and spendings, we decided to give her dollar bills as an allowance. It was a very small amount, but for her, it was something special that she can either save or spend. On one of our regular store visits, she told me in advance that she would like to get something for her. I was just observing her at that store, the way she was picking up things she liked and then checking the price. During this whole process, multiple expressions ran through her face: hope, happiness, surprise, excitement, and sadness. Then she finally decided to get Hello Kitty box, compared the price with the money she had, and we went to the checkout counter. The lady returned her remaining amount. My daughter was so happy and surprised. She was lucky that day the item was on sale, so she saved $2.75. While coming back, she had a proud look on her face and was simply admiring her first purchase. or should I say independent purchase. And with that purchase, she moved one step closer to savings. I want to share one thought that just came to my mind, that mostly I give the example of our daughter. And I have told in my introduction that I have 2 kids. So the reason I mostly give the example of my daughter is because she has already gone through all these stages. And we have experienced these stages with her. So my son, we are pretty sure we are going to implement all these practices very soon, and our daughter is going to be the biggest convincing factor in that process. Moving to the next point, teach them to wait before buying. Explain your kids the value of delayed gratification. Kids should know that going into a store doesn't mean that they will be getting something. For example, you have to get a birthday present for a friend, and your kiddo gets carried away by some toy on the shelf. What will you do then? Will you buy it? No, right? Here I would like to share a beautiful example which is called Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. For this, kids were being offered one reward, say a marshmallow, and they were given the option of either to enjoy it immediately or wait till the end and get more rewards, maybe more treats. Later, in the follow-up visits, the parents of these kids, researchers found that those who chose to wait for the reward did much better in their lives at later stages. If you want to read about this experiment, if you want to read the detailed research, then Google Stanford Marshmallow Experiment and you should be able to find all the information about it. Teach them to learn to make choices about how to spend money. It is very important for you to tell your child the importance of making wise choices, because once you spend the money you have, you don't have more to spend. For this, you can give your child small amounts, say $2, $6 as an allowance or whatever your budget is. Have them make their own choices within the parameters of what you need. Now, when we talk about parenting, how can we not talk about setting an example? So yes, here also you have to be their role model. Your attitude towards money, the way you handle it, makes an impression on your children. So before you go shopping, make a list. Outline the stores you are going. You are teaching them not only to plan purchase, but also how to manage time. Tell them the difference between needs and wants. This sounds hard. It is hard even for grown-ups too. So tell your child that just because you have money and you can afford it, that doesn't mean that you should have it. A need is something you have to have and something you cannot do without. A want is something you would like to have. It is not absolutely necessary. Let them answer a very simple question, that do you really need it or you want to buy it because you liked it, and they will know the answer. Show them that savings is a super cool idea. Your child wants some toy or dress, but the price is exceeding their budget, which means the allowance. Solution for this is to wait. And when they have collected enough, take them to the shop, let them pay to the cashier by themselves. They will never forget this feeling. So now, coming to the final part of this episode, how to teach kids about delayed gratification. With holiday season, stores are filled with gift options, and making a trip to any store with your kids seems a tough job. They get carried away with the beautiful display. Sometimes it gets very hard to explain them the reason for not buying those stuff. The situation gets even worse when you buy something for yourself and say no to them. I'm sure you must be picturizing the whole scene right now. So we always wonder how to teach the kids about delayed gratification without upsetting them. So first of all, start respecting their feelings. If your child is accepting that, "Mommy, I get tempted. I don't know what to do, but I just like it." So accept and respect their feelings. At least they are being honest to you. Don't say that, you always do the same thing. So many times I told you at home that you should not be behind me when we are going to a store, but every time you embarrass me. Respect their feelings if they are telling you that they are being tempted. Teach them not to compare themselves with others. We all get carried away with the stuff our friends have. It is very natural. The only difference is adults can control it but kids can't. As parents, we know it is not simple as it sounds. So it is our responsibility to teach them not to compare themselves with others. It is tough for the kids to understand it as their desires overpowers the teachings. For this, you have to tell them that why that is not the right time. Usually what we do, we tend to say straight no. So this is not an answer. No need to give them a timeline of when they can have it. When we say no, we have to tell them the difference between the need and the want. Also, many times, kids think that since they get tempted seeing their favorite thing, they try to avoid making the trip to the store. So at that time, if your kid comes and say this to you that I don't want to go to the store because if I go there, I would like to buy the stuff and then you will say no and I'll get upset. So you have to tell them that it's okay, let's go to the store. Even if you see your favorite thing, let's see if we can control that desire. And it is going to be hard in the beginning. But eventually they will understand this and they will get this whole concept. Now when you are in the store, in spite of all your instructions, preaching session, kids still try their luck by exploring and bringing up their wish list with the hope of convincing us. They do show their tantrums, but that time you should act very neutral. Take my words. Listen to them, but don't get too involved in it. You won't be able to come out of it. So if I face any such kind of a situation, I get transformed into a sincere listener and do not ask questions. When we show a controlled interest, it gives them a signal that their demand is unreasonable and it is not going to get entertained. Believe me, I have and I still go through many such situations and occasions when even I am at a tough spot. Now, all these stores are filled with many new items. Everything looks so colorful with that feel of Christmas in it. And on top of that, the placing of those items is mostly right in front, so there is no chance that you will miss that. And that's what stores want. They want us to spend time there, think and get tempted and then finally make a purchase. But we know what we have to do. So in your next shopping trips, do try out these points and let me know if they work for you. So this was all about contentment and delayed gratification. I hope you liked today's topic and I would like to know your thoughts on this topic. You can find me on all my social media accounts. I usually share all my episodes on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. So don't forget to subscribe to Mother's Gurukul podcast and don't forget to follow me on my channels. Till then, happy parenting, and I will see you soon with a new interesting topic next week. Stay blessed, stay happy. Bye-bye.